There's no way I'd be doing this shit if it weren't for that.
We've been acting since day one. Jesus left Chicago. But the guy that honed in the acting was Stanislavski.
That's it,
right?
and that's the school that I went to.
That's the school you went to.
Yeah, my school.
So it was like teaching the Stanislavski. And I remember that then they came to the United States and like 3 of them broke off.
Yeah.
Stella Adler.
Meisner.
The guy that played The Godfather.
Yeah, Lee Strasberg.
Lee
So basically the group theater, came from that.
So it became like a group theater and stuff like that, which has always been very interesting to me. So you are considered a method actor.
You look, man, you know what that is. You know, the crazy shit is acting is, I don't want to give a fucking history lesson, but, when Stanislavski, for them to take that trip, it had to be sanctioned by the government, right? So in 1933, they went on a world tour with a play called The Seagull, which is one of Chekhov's most famous plays. Stanislavski starred in it and he directed in it. And they went to Europe.
Not to interrupt you. Now, when you went to Russia, did you learn how to act in Russian? Or do they speak American? I'm just curious.
So everybody in my class spoke Russian. They were all Russian. I spoke English, but the whole point was that if the acting's good, I went to go see the theater every night in Russian. I understood every fucking, if it's good, if the acting is good and you're playing what you're going for clearly and with all your heart, you'll know exactly what's going on.
I believe that.
You don't need the language doesn't fucking matter.
I truly believe that.
And your first year there, you don't speak any text. It's all about getting your body right and your mind right and learning how to play actions with people, learning to connect with people, learning how to build an ensemble with people. But when they were doing this world tour of this play, it was the first time ever. What acting was up until that point, it was presentational. So it was assholes going to the front of the stage and proclaiming to the audience and everybody looking straight out. And then what Stanislavski did is he started out, the play starts and everybody's got their back to the audience. They're really drinking tea. They're talking to each other, not talking to the audience. And that shit blew fucking people's minds. Realism blew fucking people's minds. And so the whole thing about method and, it gets so like, I feel like bastardizing nowadays. It's like all these people, they just want to wear being a method actor as like a badge of courage, I fucking got my leg bit off by a shark because I'm going to be in a movie about fucking fish. It's like everybody wants to fucking show how hard they work. But, for me, what method acting really means is just an absolute commitment to being truthful, and to knowing it and to understanding it and putting it in your heart enough that it's you and this other person. You guys are soldiers for a story that you're working on together. And it's not about doing a whole bunch of acting. It's not about sort of showing anything. It's about being right there. And whatever it takes for you to get there, that's your method.
I always loved, like when I got here, I was a dirty stand-up comic. I don't know nothing about nothing. You go to the comedy store, you do comedy, and somebody comes and talks to you one day about being on TV. But then I heard about bad acting, so I started taking acting classes. And it was so weird that I took you take the basic one, like Frank Megna off of Gardner across from Toy.
Yeah.
Behind Toy, there's a little actor studio. He was on Monday nights, but he hated stand-ups. He liked me, but he didn't like stand-ups in his acting class because he says we were a little too wild for him. So I went over to Ivana Chubbuck. I don't know what the fuck she teaches over there. Yeah. But she had the blonde, Therese Sharon.
Yeah.
And she had Holly Berry, who had won Academy Awards back-to-back, so that got her everybody in town.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. When I was going to acting class, it showed me how to hustle as an actor. Like, I wasn't hustling as a stand-up no more because the stand-up world wasn't responding to my material. So I was getting breakdowns at 5. I would pull them off and email them to my manager by 9 or my agent. And in those days, there was no computerized thing, so I had 3 agents. In my world, it was whoever called first.
That's it, bro.
So I would call Sean Kerrigan. Sean Kerrigan, they're casting this movie. I call you back in an hour. You had an hour.
Yeah.
What happened? Oh, I left a message. Go fuck your mother.
That's it.
Yo, call this guy. Yo, call this guy. I would stick 3 people. And 3 people would be pitching the same one. And it's amazing. I had 3 agents at one time. And the auditions I was going in, it taught me what each agent saw me as. I had a gay guy that was crazy gay up here in in Ventura.
Yeah.
Telling me about bars in Hollywood where if there's a red light, they're all sucking dick in there. I mean, this guy was crazy gay. He only represented theater actors in New York. And he saw me at the store. But he would send me for high-level stuff. Like, he was an agent by himself that would call casting people. Like, he got me a movie that it was an extra. He contacted the writer and made the writer write me in. He thought it would be a funny thing, and they listened to him.
Yeah.
Like he had been around that long.
Yeah.
You know, like I really got into the acting thing.
Yeah.
But then it got to a point where it got creepy.
How so?
It was too creepy for me. Like I started working with people that they have to be in character before the thing, and don't talk to me, and you know, the trailer. And then I was like, that's it. I'm done with that part of it. You know, don't listen. I love the acting thing. I love Stanislavski, and I love Stella Allen. Everybody, but I got bad news for you. I know a bunch of fucking black dudes from Compton that they put them in a movie with no previous experience. They could fog up the bottom of a glass. Queen Latifah, she came from East Orange, New Jersey.
That's it.
Look at her now. So do you understand my comparison in my head? Like I was like, there's people, and then there's other people. But the people who study like you, I see that richness in your work.
Look, man, I appreciate you saying. Look,
I see that,
but I hear what you're saying. You got to live life, man. You got to go through life. You got to, you got to be, that's what we do. We're telling stories.
How long? What year did you get here?
I got here, I think 2004.
How about you, Sean?
2001.
Do you remember on Santa Monica on Fountain, right below like the Comedy Store in that area, there was an acting coach? And every hour on the hour, when you drove on Fountain, you would see 40 people
reading lines out loud.
Reading lines on the street.
Yeah, I remember that.
Dog, and I used to beep at them. He knows. I'd beep and go crazy at people. And I would tell them, get out of there. You're a bunch of dick suckers. It ain't going to do nothing for you. Listen, in my world, me reading on Santa Monica Boulevard with some other mook, it ain't going to fucking cut. It got too abusive. Ivana Chubbuck was making women strip. Like, when you meet an actress from Ivana Chubbuck that's been there for a year, she's crazy. Because Ivana Chubbuck made women do shit they wouldn't normally do. Take off your blouse and show the audience your tits. And they would crack, dog. They would crack.
But motherfuckers, I mean, you want to dream.
You want to dream,
pay
that's
fucking
it.
money for it. And that's the problem I've really found. I never did like acting classes out here, but look, versus Russia, here to be an acting teacher, so many people are doing it because it didn't work out for them, or because they're validating their own sort of thing. Like they're staying in the world by taking other people's money and showing you how to do it. But you didn't fucking do it. So how are you showing, what do you really have to offer? And don't get me wrong, I think there's great coaches. But, in Russia, the way it worked, the highest honor that you could get, the highest honor was to be a teacher. So if my teachers were the biggest and most respected actors of stage and screen. Those were the teachers over there.
We're going in like fucking Marines, you understand me?
Welcome to church, motherfucker.